Hmm?
One rim looks bigger than the other. So how many pounds do you want it to be able to carry?
Like 7,000?
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Jim, what do you make?